Hello everyone, Ken from Ken Has VFX here, back again with some VFX breakdowns. Today we'll be going over more of the VFX done on a little project I did with Deerstalker Pictures a little while ago, this time focusing on the arrows. Pew pew. This is the second video in a series where I go over my VFX methods. Check out the first one here. Let's get straight to it. Here we are in Cinema 4D, modeling the arrow off a physical prop we had on set. Always good to use a combination of practical effects and visual effects. At the rear of the arrow we used the Cinema 4D hair engine to create the fletching look. And there we go, we've got ourselves an arrow. Next, throw a couple of metallic textures onto it and move through to the lighting. This takes us to a 360-degree photo that I took on the day. I'll always do this if I can, because we can then apply that to a dome light in Cinema 4D. That helps project a unique light quality, unique to the day and the location. This really helps make any object we want to sell to look real, start to look like it belongs in the shot. Now the sun is very high in this shot, so we just needed a little bit of extra directional lighting to help sell the lighting quality on the arrow. Next, we have to track the arrow into the shot, which was a difficult one to be honest. We have a camera tracking or dollying to the left, and 2 points to respect on our actor here. The rear back right hand holding the back of the arrow, and the front of the bow. As you can see here, you can see me rotating to try and match these 2 points up. I had to do a lot of hand tracking in this one, and I'm not, to be honest, very happy with the final result. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or if you got a better idea on how I could have done this. Next, we get to actually fire this arrow. Here we have a combination of 3D and 2D animation. In Cinema, I animated the arrow so we had that nice perspective look, and in 2D, when she was walking in. This arrow flies from the bow and makes impact with our zombie. We just needed some extra elements to zhuzh it up a bit. Here we have some lovely giblets that we've made green to match our zombie color scheme. Then with some rotoscoping, created a mask, and there we go. Bam. He dead. Next, shoot me in the face. That's right, that's me in that outfit. Had a lot of fun there. Let's get rid of that neck patch. After some light tracking, we added my beautiful green eyes next to the arrow itself. Again, animated in Cinema 4D, traveling from the right of frame to the left of frame, away from the camera, so we got that perspective. Then track the head so it would travel down with my movement. Added some extra giblet action over the top of the face, like in the previous shot. And then of course we grabbed our 360-degree photo to add that realism. Lastly, something that really helps in these shots is motion blur. With a lot of the tracking issues that I had, adding a bunch of motion blur really helps smooth over those little hitches you get from strange tracking errors sometimes. Alright, next shot. This was quite an easy shot to achieve. Everything's nice and profile, so no 3D animating here, just grabbing a single frame profile shot of that arrow, tracking it into the shot, and animating literally 2 keyframes, one on the release and the other one on its furthest travel path outside frame. The only other thing we really needed to do was a small amount of masking at the beginning from that foreground tombstone, and we're done. Here we have a physical arrow sticking out of our actor's chest on the right. First we need to create a Photoshop plate to cover that up until the point of impact. It's pretty much, it's looking alright there. And then we create our VFX arrow, which was tracked and animated in 2D, then in 3D. There it is there, and as it flies towards our actor, we reveal the arrow in the chest, essentially swapping over those 2 elements. Last shot here, I had to hand track pretty much everything in this shot as we've got a lot of elements happening and I couldn't quite get a 3D track from any of the pieces of software I had. So created a virtual camera in Cinema 4D and rotated around or orbited around our actor here and animated that same arrow asset in the best way I could, and then added the glow effect. And lastly, some particles in After Effects done by Particular for some extra magic. And that's it. If you have any questions or any suggestions on how I could have done these effects better, please feel free to leave a comment below. A link to the full video is in the comments, and if you liked the video, consider subscribing and hitting that bell. Or feel free to hop over to Twitch, where I do live VFX sessions weekly. See you next time.